Whistler Black Bears. They're active members of our community. In the spring, summer, and fall, there's a good chance you'll bump into one of our 50-plus bears who call Whistler home. It can happen anywhere, day or night, in the mountains, on the Valley Trail, in residential neighborhoods and parks, and yes, even in Whistler Village.
And that's why it's important to get Bear Smart, whether you're here for a season or a lifetime. So today we're going to ask you to make a commitment, a promise, and help us create a place where humans and bears can coexist at the same place, at the same time, in a peaceful manner. And we're going to help you make that commitment, starting with an introduction to one of Whistler's greatest icons.
Meet Jeannie. She was the inspiration behind the Bear Smart restaurant program. This mother bear was the face of Whistler for nearly 2 decades. The media darling was the star of bear tours and the symbol of Whistler's wild and rugged ways. Then one day, the 300-pound beauty followed her nose through an open door into a local restaurant. Deemed a threat to public safety, Jeannie was captured and shot.
Jeannie's death was preventable. Something as simple as a closed-door policy could have saved her life. Sadly, human carelessness is often at the root of these incidents. On average, every year, 9 black bears are killed in Whistler because of human-bear problems. 9 bears. With a population of roughly 50 bears, this number is disconcerting. But there is a solution, and this is where you come in.
Restaurant employees, whether front of house or back, it's your duty to properly manage attractants. So what is an attractant? Garbage immediately comes to mind, but there are others. 6 key attractants to look out for include the following: garbage, recycling, compost, fryer oil, and food. This also includes any items with food residue.
Anything that has come into contact with food is an attractant. Pizza boxes, coffee cups, even wine and beer bottles. Anything with food residue is a problem.
All 6 attractants must be stored in a bear-proof manner in a waste storage area. Garbage bins must be used properly each and every time.
Ensure the lid or the door is properly shut and the lock is properly secured. And don't let garbage pile up outside of the bin. If the bin is overflowing or the locking mechanism isn't working properly, let your manager know. And make sure the garbage room door is closed and locked each and every time.
Recycling must be treated with the same precautionary measures as garbage. Remember, any bottles, packaging, or products that have come into contact with food are an attractant. This includes cardboard or paper products. Items such as these do not go in recycling. Discard them in compost bins instead, providing they don't have a waxy finish. If they do, deposit them in the garbage.
No matter how many times you wash a food container, it's still going to have food residue. So these items need to be disposed of in a bear-proof manner. Coffee cups and pizza boxes, they go in the compost, not the recycling.
The 2 biggest ticket items for bears are compost and fryer oil. One single standard drum of fryer oil represents a whopping 1.6 million calories. 1.6 million calories! It would take a bear weeks of grazing to even come close to this calorie count. So extra care needs to be given to managing fryer oil and grease.
Again, all grease vessels need to be closed and locked at all times. Employees also need to be careful not to leave a trail of grease behind them for a bear to follow. And if there's a garbage bin or a grease vessel or a floor that needs to be cleaned, please let your manager know.
Then, of course, there's the food itself. Whistler bears are so intelligent, there are numerous incidents where they've learned how to figure out delivery route times. So all food deliveries must be greeted by an employee and items promptly moved inside. Remarkable memories, Whistler Blackcomb's Arthur DeYoung reflects on a summer Glacier Kids Camp incident.
They're very, very specific with their timing, the kids, like downloading the chairs. Unfortunately, some of these kids started feeding bears from the chairs. And after about a week, the bears were lining up prior to the kids coming down the chairlift. And that was my cue, what was going on, knowing how sharp bears are with memory. They knew exactly what time this food source was riding down our chairlifts, and of course, they were rewarded.
So now you can identify the top 6 attractants you may encounter when working in a restaurant. Let's review them again.
Our top 6 culprits are garbage, recycling, compost, fryer oil and grease, food, and food residue.
So what makes these items such an attraction to bears, and why do they wander into the village when they could choose natural foods in the mountains?
Humans consume hundreds of calories a day, whereas bears must put away thousands of calories daily in order to survive the winter. Sometimes natural resources are plentiful, other times not, and bears have quickly learned that humans are a source of easy, high-calorie meals. And when faced with the choice of 12 hours of grass grazing or a quickie 5-minute compost raid, it's easy to guess what a bear is going to gravitate to every time.
It only takes one incident, one food reward for a bear to figure out just how easy it is. Talk about smarts.
And not only are these animals as intelligent as the great apes, but they have a bionic sense of smell. A bear's sense of smell is 2,100 times more sensitive than humans. And that's why bear dine and dashes are common on patios if these areas are not managed properly.
Keep patio tables cleared and don't leave bus bins unattended. All garbage or recycling on the patio needs to be in certified bear-proof bins. And keep doors closed or attended whenever possible.
Whether front of house or back of house, the best practice is to maintain a closed door policy. Check with your manager about your restaurant's practice. Incredibly, a bear only needs a space the size of its skull to gain access to an area.
Don't give bears any access points. Doors to garbage and loading bays must be closed at all times, along with doors and windows to the restaurant. Remember, bears are good climbers and can reach upper story patios.
The issue is as much about saving a bear's life as it is about public safety. We need to keep our bears out of our restaurants and patio areas to keep both them and us safe. So notify your manager with any concerns you may have.
We are stewards of these beautiful mountains here, and we have the privilege to live with black bears. Black bears are wonderful creatures in terms of their ability to adapt to us. And we have to do our best to adapt, to coexist with them. Because in the broader picture, if we do not take care of nature, nature will not take care of us.
All of these steps will reduce the number of human-bear conflicts in and around your restaurant. But bear encounters do happen. The most common scenario is a bear wandering around the vicinity of your restaurant. If this occurs, your first course of action is to make noise.
Yell in a loud, authoritative voice. You may also bang on metal trays or any other noisemakers you have at hand. Be mindful of people in the vicinity who may be affected by your actions or the bear's reaction.
Get out of here!
Come on, bear!
But what if a bear actually enters your restaurant or patio? The approach is slightly different. You don't want a bear reacting defensively to yelling and shouting, especially if they're within biting or swatting distance. So instead, follow these 3 steps.
1. Safety first.
Get everyone to a safe place, either inside the restaurant or as far away from the bear as possible.
2. Give the bear space.
Never block a bear's escape route and don't let anyone approach the bear.
And 3. Call for help.
Contact the Conservation Officer Service. The number is listed on the Get Bear Smart poster in your staff room. The number is also on the Get Bear Smart pens.
These practices are no different than any other restaurant policy you're expected to follow. They will become a part of your regular work routine. This all just comes with doing business in bear country, something that's mandated by the province of British Columbia. It's the law, and one that comes with heavy fines when those laws are broken.
Attractants must be managed according to the BC Wildlife Act and municipal bylaws. Persons who attract or feed dangerous wildlife, including bears, may face significant penalties, including jail time and fines.
And ultimately, the cost is a bear's life, something they have no control over, but you do. Remember, if a bear enters an occupied area like a restaurant, they are not relocated, they are not shooed away, and they're not put away in a zoo. These beautiful creatures are captured and shot dead, and there are no exceptions.
Chances are living in the great outdoors is what brought you here to Whistler. And with that privilege comes responsibility. Be a good neighbor. Be an ambassador to Whistler's Black Bears. Get Bear Smart. Do it for Whistler, and most importantly, do it for Jean.